definitions. Yeah. Who are the economists that you have learned? What are the names? Anna Pereira hatarak iganagen. Okay. Yes. What are the names of the economists? Yes. Economies. So definitions are wealth, welfare, and scarcity. Right. So wealth, welfare, and scarcity are there, but if we talk about the economists, එකන්නේ කවුද මිනිස්සු කට්ටිය කවුද? Okay, wealth, Adam Smith, welfare, Alfred Marshall, and scarcity, Lionel Robbins. Very good, very good. Very proud of you. Super. Okay. Right. Putala, leave the screen as it is, okay? දැන් මේ වෙන කෙනෙක් මම හිතන්නේ whiteboard එකක් share කරලා තියෙනවා. Okay. I didn't do this for mine, so leave the screen as it is and just listen to the lecture today. Right? Can you do that? Okay. Right. So wealth, welfare, and scarcity. Very good. Right? Okay. So yes, and අද පුතේ what is economy කියලා ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. So what is economy කියලා කිව්වම so economist කියන එක නැතුව what is economy කියලා අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තොත් economy is a social organism through which people make their living. Okay, economy is a social organism through which people make their living. Okay, so all the individuals, firms, farms, banks, governments, and etc. are under this economy. Yes, please, Jala. Okay. Right. Okay. So under economy, all these individuals, firms, and farms, and all that is there. Okay. So if we are talk about about the economic actors, the main economic actors in the present. Okay. කවුද බලන්න කියන්න බලන්න economic actors කවුද කියලා main economy එකක් ගත්තම. Yes, can I see the main economic actors that's there? Yes. Government, household. Yeah. Can I see more responses, please? Yes. Who are the main actors as of your knowledge? Very good. Very good. Okay. So household, business firms, government, and foreign sector. හරිද? එතකොට පුතේ, yes. Nice. Very good. Very good. So households, governments, and business firms and foreign sectors. හරිද? දැන් ඒගොල්ලෝ තමයි අපේ මුලින්ම ප්‍රධාන actorsලා විදියට අඳුරගන්න. Okay? So households do act as two different kind of people. Okay? දැන් ඔයාලා තමයි household එකක් විදියට ගන්න. So yes, your family. Basically, your family is considered to be households. Okay? So households කියන කට්ටිය as consumers and also as suppliers of productive resources කියලා කොටස් දෙකකින් අඳුන්වන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, so it doesn't separate into two main groups, but it goes under two main categories. Okay, so even the householders has two main actors, which are consumers and producers. Then ඔයාලා පුතේ, you consume goods, right? When something's available in the market, you go, you buy it, you consume it. Okay, you use it, right? And also sometimes you act as producers as well, right? For an example, farmers. Okay, farmers produce a lot of good, right? Vegetables, maybe fruits, or whatever the things. Okay, so they do these gardening stuff and they supply, they do the production part, so they supply. So what are the main resources පුතේ? then main economy එකක resources මොනවාද? main resources that you all have learned? What are the main resources that you all have learned under economy? Yes, මොනවාද resources economy එකේ තියෙන? What are the main resources of the economy, of an economy? Land, here one is there, land, labor, and capital. Yes, one's missing. Land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Okay, yes. So land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship is available. Right? Those are the resources. Where resources would they supply karna katti, okay? The people who supply all those resources is called the producers, and that mainly goes under households. Okay, so that's that. And then we are moving on to business firms. Danna wala monada business firms can kila, those are the main organizations available. Okay, so hiring productive resources, transforming, selling the products, everything comes under business firm. So when it comes to a business firm, resources hire කරන එක සහ ඒ කියන්නේ purchase කරන එක, you transform the inputs into outputs, and then what? Production. You do production stuff and selling stuff. All those things comes under business firms. Examples, you have a lot of business firms available, right? Yeah, so that's that. And then the government. Yes, government එක කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා දන්නවනේ? මේ දවස්වල ගොඩක් කට්ටිය ආදරය කරන topic එකක් තමයි government කියලා කියන්නේ. Yes, so they love it and they fight for it, they cry, they shout, and a lot of things. Okay, they do a lot of things, right? So government is where people have to pay taxes, and households will have to pay taxes also, and revenue එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ, and yeah, legal parties, all the legal requirements will be covered up under government, lot of things. Okay, government එකත් අපි තියෙන විවිධ දේවල්, but we'll talk everything in detail. But for now, this is government, okay, which has some sort of a central problem solving actions available, right? So moving on to foreign sector. So foreign sector කියලා කියන්නේ මේ ටික ඔක්කොම නැතිව ඉතුරු ටික. Okay, so whatever the things available here, so not households, not organizational firms or business firms, not governments, but others. Okay, others, like which is beyond the boundaries of the country, can be considered as foreign sector. Okay, so ඔන්න ඔය කට්ටියගේ flows, money flow වෙන විදිය, products flow වෙන විදිය තමයි අපි circular flows වලින් ඉගෙන ගන්නේ. Okay, how the money flows and the products flows through these main actors are considered to be discussed under circular flows. හරිද? දැන් අපි කතා කරමු circular flows ගැන. Okay, so here is a blank topic, and I'm gonna go with all the basic stuff. Okay, so මේ circular flows පුතේ අපි කොටස් තුනක් යටතේ කතා කරනවා. Okay, the basic level, the very first level, or two sectors. Two sector circular flows කියලා තියෙනවා. Three sector circular flows කියලා තියෙනවා. And four sector circular flows කියලා තියෙනවා. Right? Two circular flows වර්ග අපි තුනක් කතා කරනවා. Those are two sector circular flows, three sector circular flows, and four sector circular flows කියලා. Right? එතකොට අපි දැන් මුලින් කතා කරමු what is two sector circular flow. Okay? Right. So two sector circular flow එකේ අපිට එනවා මුලින්ම households. Is this screen visible to you guys? Can you see the screen which I have shared with it? Yes? Yeah, you can. Right. Okay. Right. So there's going to be a very dramatic thing happening. So be vigilant and be very concentrate on these things. Attentively listen to this. Okay. Right. So first off, two sector circular flow එක ගැන අපි ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. A two sector circular flow එක කියලා කියන්නේ පළවෙනියෙන්ම households එනවා. Okay. As households here. Households කියන කට්ටිය, this is not closed economy, but it is not also open economy. Right? It is the very basic economy. මම කියන්නේ අපි තුනක් කතා කරනවා, two sector, three sector, four sector කියලා. Two sector කියන එක තමයි basic stage එක. Then we move on to closed economy. Right? Then open economy. So two sector is the thing that we are discussing right now. We are what we are going to discuss right now. So then three sector කියලා කිව්වම ඒක තමයි පුතේ closed economy එකට යන්නේ. Okay? The three sector circular flows goes under like known to be closed economy. Right? ඊට පස්සේ four sector කියන එක තමයි open economy කියලා යන්නේ. Okay? Hope it is clear. Right? දැන් අපි කතා කරන්නේ මෙතන basic economic. හරිද? Right. So first off, the very basic, which is two sectors, ඒ කියන්නේ actors ලා දෙන්නයි ඒකේ වැඩ කරන්නේ. පළවෙනි actor households. Households කියන කට්ටිය මම අර කිව්වා වගේ, they have two roles to play. Factor owners and also product consumers. Okay? Factor owners ලා විදියටත් එයාලා වැඩ කරනවා, and also product consumers ලා විදියටත් ඒගොල්ලෝ වැඩ කරනවා. Okay? So factor owners ලා විදියට වැඩ කරනකොට, so they do this factor producing, right? Which means then අපි කතා කරන්නේ අපිට resources තියෙනවා, land, labor, entrepreneurship and capital, right? So ඔය factors ටික produce කරන කට්ටිය or factor owners ලා තමයි මේකට එන්නේ, right? So in this basic circular flow, we are going to talk about households and we are going to talk about firms. Okay, the relationship between that. Okay, so first off, here you go. So households act as factor owners and also product consumers. Firms act as factor users and also producers. Okay. ඊට පස්සේ අපේ තියෙනවා factor market එක, right? දැන් මේක ඔයාලට පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ තනියෙන් අඳින්න. Okay, when someone asks you to draw this circular flow, you should be able to draw this by yourself. Okay? So පළවෙනි එකේදී අපි කියන households and firms ඉන්නවා. Then there is the factor market. Okay? Factor market එක කියලා කියන්නේ, so where households give all their land, labor and entrepreneurship, all their factors to this factor market. Okay, like this, right? මෙන්න මේ flow එක, මෙහෙම යන flow එක අපි කියනවා factor flow එකක් කියලා. Okay? Okay, some people can't see. Right. Just give me a second, Pute. I'll reshare. පේනවද දැන්? Right. Super. Okay. Right. So as I was speaking here, there's these two markets, households and business firms, and also a factor market. And those factors are basically land, labor, and capital and entrepreneurship. So all those things goes to the factor market is called the factor flow. Okay. And then yes, and then a factor market එකට ගියපු දේවල් ටික ආපහු firm එකකට යනවා නම් once the factor market, the factors goes to the factor market, goes to the business firms, we call it again factor flow. Okay? And then අපි factors ටික ගියා. So land ගියා, labor ගියා, entrepreneurship ගියා, capital ගියා. Okay? So these are very basic resources that you can find, right? දැන් ඒවා ඔක්කොම products බවට පරිවර්තනය කරනවා. Or you convert all these factors into products from these business firms, right? And once you produce these products, you move them to the product market. Okay? So once you build all those products, you move all. Putala, can you see the slide? Some people can, but some people can't. Right? Why is that? පුතේ කාටද පේන්නේ නැති slide එක මේ can't see කියන එකට like එකක් දාන්න බලන්න. People who cannot see the slides. People who cannot see the slides මේ තාරක සහ සදීපානි දාලා තියෙන messages වලට like එකක් දාන්න. Whoa. Okay. I think I have reshared it, but can't help at the moment. Okay, so because of it, I'll upload this presentation to your chat box. Okay, so then you can get the access to that and look into it. Right? මං chat එකට දාන්නම් පුතේ presentation එක so that you can look into it. And also I'll do a reshare just in case. Okay. Right. Okay, people who cannot see the slide, you can take this presentation from the chat itself. It is uploaded, and then you can move on, right? Right. So we were talking about product flow. So once the business firms have produced all these products, ඒක අපි product market එකට දානවා. Okay, business firm එක. Once the business firms have transformed all the factors into products, business firms will be sending all those products to the product market. Okay, and that flow is called a product flow. okay, and product flow එකෙන් අපි consumers ලා ඒවා ගන්නවා, right? We go to the market and we buy them. For an example, think of a food city. Okay, all the business firms goes and place all their goods in a food city, right? And then that is where product market is available, right? And then what do? We go to the food city and we buy those products. Okay, that is where the consumers go to the product market and buy them. Okay, so that is what also known as a product flow. Okay, ඔන්න මේක තමයි this is the very basic or the two sector economy කියලා කියන්නේ this. Okay, and also we call this a real flow. Okay, මෙන්න මේක අපිට real flow එකක් කියන්නේ පුතේ what we see. Okay, from the very upper point of view or a very helicopter view, you see this happening. Okay, farmers la badu aragena, you know, whatever the products they do, they you know, sell them, and then factor market එකේ කට්ටිය ඒ ටික අරගෙන ඒවා business firms වලට දෙනවා. So people in the factor market gets all those goods from the households itself, and then they sell it to the business firms. And once the business firms get all those factors, they transform them into goods, products, and then they produce them, or they put them into the product market. Once all the goods comes to the product market, like food cities, we go to the food cities and we buy those things. Okay, that is where we act as a customer or consumer. Okay, so that is මේක තමයි පුතේ බේසික්ම හරිම ලේසිම two sector circular flow එක කියලා කියන්නේ. Okay, හැබැයි මෙතනදී අපි කතා කරේ what we spoke of is only the real flow. Okay, there is a flow called monetary flow also. Okay, monetary කියලා flow එකකුත් අපි කතා කරනවා, which is where we think of money. Money ගැන කතා කරනකොට කොහොමද වෙන්නේ? Okay, so here we go. දැන් අර මෙතන තව වචන කිහිපයක් එනවා අලුතෙන්. So households වලින් factor price එකට or factor market එකට යන එක අපි factor supply කියලා කියනවා. And factor market එකෙන් firms වලට යන එක අපි කියනවා factor demand එක කියලා. And then firms වල ඉඳලා product market එකට යන එක අපි කියනවා product supply කියලා. And then product market එකේ ඉඳලා households වලට යන එක we call that product demand. Okay, so that's that. Now comes the monetary flow. Okay, monetary flow කියලා කියන්නේ අපේ සල්ලි යන විදියට. So this is the real flow which spoke of products. Okay, goods ගැන අපි කතා කරේ. But now we have to talk about the money as well. Money කොහොමද යන්නේ කියලා, right? So money මෙතන පළවෙනියෙන්ම තියෙන්නේ when a business firms gets all those factors or products from the factor market එක අර උඩ තියෙන factor market එකෙන් business firms will have to pay for those, right? අන්න ඒ payment එක factor payment එකක් කියලා කියනවා. Okay, and also then business firms වලින් අතන්ට ගිහිල්ලා then එතනින් they have to pay for the households also. So factor market එක basically පුතේ they are getting all those factors because they want to sell those factors to the firms. Okay, firms වලට තියෙන සල්ලි they have to give them to the factor market to give them to the households. Households වලට දෙන්න factor market එකේ ගාණක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ, right? ඒ ගාණ එන්නේ business firms වලින්. Okay, so a price එක or a payment method එක අපි කියනවා factor payment එකක් කියලා. And then households that තියෙන income එක or households that a factor market එකෙන් ගෙවන ගාන we call that as factor income. Okay? Right. And අපි ගිහිල්ලා food city එකකට ගිහිල්ලා බඩු ගන්නකොට we do a payment, right? That is what we call payments for the products and revenue from the products. A food city එකේ තියෙන ගානෙන් අපි revenue එකක් යවනවා business firms වලට because they have produced all the products. Okay? එතකොට පුතේ දැන් මේකේ තියෙන විදිහට ඔය blue arrows from the blue arrows itself it shows the product or the real flow. Okay? From these green arrows we show the monetary flow. Okay? Now are you guys clear with this? Do you have any questions? Okay, it's clear it seems. Do you have any questions from the very basic product or the circular flow? No, ma'am. Okay. Right. Putana, I have a note with me. Okay, I think people do give, I think the lecturers, Kasum sir and Samadhimis also gives you notes, right? If not, I just need to give you a note, right? So if you have a piece of paper, take it out. If you are maintaining a book, take it out. Write this note. Okay. Anyone who is maintaining notes, can I see a raise of hand? Anyone who is already maintaining notes and all that, can I see a raise of hand? Yeah, there are 6 people, 11 people, 12. Yeah, I need more. 32 people are raising their hands. Yes, 37. 40. All right. Okay. Okay. Superb. Since there are around 50 students, I'm going to give you the note. Right. Pute liya ganna. කොලයක හරි කොහේ හරි now I think production possibility curves ගිහිලා තියෙන හින්දා you have so many lessons to cover, you have so many lessons passed. Okay? So don't worry, නිකන් කොලයක් අරන් ලියා ගන්න because this won't take long. So write down the topic as circular flow model. Okay? Write down the topic as circular flow model. Okay? Circular flow model. Right? Under that, write down this. The circular flow model is an economic model that presents how money goods and services move between sectors in an economic system. Okay? Right? Got that? Anyone missed it? Cool. Okay. Now write down a subtopic. Subtopic එකක් ලියන්න two sector model. Subtopic එක two sector model. right? Right. Under that, a paragraph, a small paragraph. The model described okay, right. එකපාරක් අරක කියන්න කියලා රික්වෙස්ට් එකක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. අනිත් කට්ටිය පොඩක් නවත්තන්න මම අර මුලම කියපු එක කියන්නම්. පළවෙනියටම ලියපු එක කියන්නේ. So, okay, I'm gonna say that. Okay, I'm gonna tell that. Okay, the circular flow model is an economic model that presents how money, goods, and services move between sectors in an economic system. Okay? Got that? Harida Devani? Okay. Right. So under two sector model then ලියා ගන්න. Two sector model එක යටතේ ලියා ගන්න. The model described below is the two-sector model. This two-sector model, which is the most basic model, the model described below is the two-sector model, which is most basic model, containing only two sectors. Brackets දාලා ලියා ගන්න. Individuals or bracket එකක් open කරලා ලියන්න. Individuals or households and businesses. Individuals or households and businesses. Brackets වහන්න. Okay? Right? A new sentence. In the two-sector model, it is assumed that households spend all their incomes as consumer expenditures and purchase the goods and services produced by businesses. Full stop. Thus, 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 comma, there are no taxes, there are no taxes, comma, savings, savings, comma, or investments, or investments that are associated with other sectors, with other sectors. Okay. හරිද? ළමයි ලියාගත්තද? Cool. Super. Right. දැන් පුතේ මම ඔයාලට විනාඩි 3ක් වගේ දෙන්න. මෙන්න මේ ස්ලයිඩ් එකේ තියෙන එක අඳින්න. Okay, මේ ස්ලයිඩ් එකේ තියෙනවා එකක්. and ඒක you all have to draw it. Okay, නැත්නම් මොනවාද ඔයාලගේ note එක complete වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Right? Picture එකක් දැම්මා. People who cannot see the slide, I have put a picture, posted a picture in the chat. You can see. And ඒක ටක් ගාලා ඇඳගන්න. I'm going to give you only 3 minutes. Okay, now it's 3:41, 42. Yes, 3:45 වෙනකොට ඉවරයි. Yeah. Take 3 minutes and draw this. Right. Okay, time's up පුතේ. People who couldn't draw ඉඩ තියාගෙන picture එක බලලා අඳින්න. Okay? Right. Now we are moving on to the three sector circular flow. Okay? Three sector circular flow එකට අපි යනවා. Whereas මේ same day වෙන්නේ but another actor is going to interfere. හරි දැන් මොකක් හරි drama එකක අලුතින් actor කෙනෙක් එනවා වගේ තමයි. When it comes to the three sector circular flow, there's a new actor coming up. කවුද මේ අලුත් actor? Yes, කවුද මේ අලුත් actor? එන. අලුත් actor තමයි same thing as I told you. Same thing. Here you go. Households එනවා factor market එකට factor market එක එනවා firms වලට ඊට පස්සේ products යනවා products ආපහු consumers ගන්නවා. Now there's this one party interfering. Who is this party? Government. Okay, government is going to interfere, the new actor. හරිද? government කොහොමද interfere වෙන්නේ? දැන් පුතේ government එකක් වුණත් they also want to buy those factors no? Yes, not only business firms are buying it but also governments need those factors from the households. Okay, so here we go, the same thing happening. Okay, all right, okay, so same thing happening. Yes, factor flows comes directly to the government as well. Okay, factor flow comes directly to the government as well. ඊට පස්සේ අපි ඒ factors වලට කරන payment එක directly government එකෙන් යවනවා households වලට. Okay, once all the goods have been purchased from the factor market itself, එන්න ඒ government එක ගන්න ගාන එහෙම්මම යනවා households වලට. Okay, and in return households ලා government එකට taxes pay කරනවා. We pay taxes no? Examples, income tax එක කියයි, තව මොනවද? Taxes අපි pay කරනවා. Income tax තමයි main tax එක විදියට යන්නේ. So many taxes are there. So taxes අපි pay කරනවා government එකට households ලා විසින්. Okay, and then also business firms also paying taxes to government, right? EPF, ETF කියලා යනවා, nation bill tax කියලා යනවා, ඔය වගේ so many NBT කියලා යනවා, so many factors. Yes, VAT is also one of them. So ඒ වගේ business firms ගෙවනවා government එකට taxes. Okay, and then here you go, payment for purchase. Okay, and also NBT. Yes, very good. And also පුතේ දැන් factor market එකේ factors යනවා වගේම product market එක ගත්තම product market එකේ products හදලා government එකට යනවා. So once all those people or all product market people are done with products, they also send all the products to the government. That is where product flow comes directly from the product market to the government. Okay, and then once like our factors ටික purchase කරාම households ලගෙන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට payment එකක් කරනවා වගේ once the government buy all those products from the product market, they will pay those amounts to the business firms. Okay, that is we are called payment for purchasing. Okay, right. ඊට පස්සේ තව මීට අමතරව දැන් මේ purchase factors වලට අමතරව තව කොහොමද government එක link වෙන්නේ? households අත් එක්කයි business firms අත් එක්කයි තව කොහොමද governments link වෙන්නේ? Okay, So government එකක් තියෙනකොට තවත් දේවල් ඒගොල්ලෝ කරනවානේ, right? Households වලට තව දේවල් ඒගොල්ලෝ කරනවා, right? Those are called transfer payment. Okay, child support system එකක් දෙන්න පුළුවන්, education system එකක්, education free education ඔය වගේ. ඊළඟට all purposes ගොඩාක් purposes වලට government එක කරන්නේ. Except for these factors, government has a link between households and government. Okay, so that is what we call transfer payments. Subsidize තියෙන්නේ පුතේ මේවට firms වලට. Okay, so yes, here subsidize කියලා යනවා, subsidize කියලා subsidiaries කියලාත් යනවා. ඒක යන්නේ පුතේ business firms වලට. Okay, so that is the link between a business firm and a government. Okay, so this is basically the three sector circular flow, and we also call this closed economy here. Okay, where households, government, and also business firms are involved. That is where we call it three sector circular flow. Okay, yes, so that's that. And right, so write down this note. Yes, then I අලුත් subtopic එකක් දාලා ලියා ගන්න, three sector model. Okay, three sector model. Three sector model. Dash එකක් ගහලා ලියා ගන්න closed economy කියලා. එතනම three sector model කියන එක ළඟ dash එකක් ගහලා ලියා ගන්න closed economy කියලා. Right? Okay. Under that, write this down. The three sector model comma, the government is added to the two sector model. In three sector model, the government is added to the two sector model. In this model, comma, money flows from households and businesses to the government. In the form of taxes. Full stop. The government pays The government pays back in the form back in the form of back in the form of government expenditure government expenditure through subsidies benefit programs public services etc etc etc. Right? Got that? Yeah. Okay. දැන් පුතේ රූලක් ඇරලා අපි ලියාගමු taxes ගැන. Okay? tax එක ගැන නෙවෙයි taxes වර්ග කිහිපයක් මං ගාව තියෙනවා examples. So රූලක් ඇරලා tax කියලා දාන්න. පොඩි topic එකක් කියන්නේ yes. It will be considered as sub topic. Okay? 3 sector යටතේ තව පොඩි topic එකක් tax කියලා. ලියන්න tax from households. Tax from households. Okay, tax from households කියලා දාලා you have two types of taxes. Yes, VAT. You have VAT, value added tax. VAT කියලා දාලා value added tax කියලා ලියන්න. And then we call that payee. P-A-E-Y-E. P-A-Y-E කියලා තව tax වර්ගයක්. We call it income tax also. Pay as you earn. Okay. VAT කියන එකේ extract form එක වෙන්නේ value added tax කියන එක. Payee කියන එකේ extract form එක P-A-Y-E කියන එකේ extract form එක වෙන්නේ pay as you earn. Pay as you earn. හරිද? So those two taxes are under households, tax from households. Now ලියා ගන්න tax from firms. Tax from firms. ඒකේ යටතේ අපි taxes දෙකක් කතා කරනවා. NBT extract form එක nation build tax. අනිත් tax වර්ගය තමයි ESC කියන්නේ. ESC. ඒකේ extract form එක economic service charges. Okay? Right. ඊට පස්සේ අර tax වගේම පොඩි topic එකක් තමයි පුතේ tax වගේම පොඩි topic එකක් තමයි පුතේ subsidizes. subsidies කියලා ලියා ගන්න. subsidies කියලා ලියා ගන්න පුතේ. subsidies වල එකක් තමයි fertilizer subsidiaries. fertilizer subsidiaries. අත්තනායක WHT කියන එක පුතේ අර payee වගේ tax එකක්. okay payee වගේ as pay as you earn වගේ එකක් තමයි ඒකට යන්නේ. so I'm not gonna so there are so many types of taxes. I cannot give everything one by one. okay අපි ඒක payee කියන කොටසේ ඇතුලේ කතා වෙනවා. okay withholding tax එක. okay right okay subsidies කියන එකේදී අපි කිව්වා fertilizer subsidiaries කියලා කතා කරනවා කියලා. okay so and අපි ආයේ දැන් අර taxes subsidiaries වගේ කතා කරලා වගේ there's another topic called transfer payments. so under transfer payments write some examples. transfer payments යටතේ තව examples ටිකක් old age pensions. old age pensions. right housing allowances. housing allowances. child benefits. child benefits. yes unemployment benefits. unemployment benefits. health insurance. personal health insurances. okay right දැන් පුතේ මෙන්න මේක ඇඳ ගන්න. okay දැන් මෙන්න මේක ඇඳ ගන්න. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. okay 4-6 වෙද්දි මේක ඇඳලා ඉවර වෙනවා. right people who don't have access to or people who cannot see the slide yes here you go. පුතාලා ඔයාලට මාව අඳුරු වෙලා වගේද පේන්නේ? can you see me clearly? yes can someone please talk like speak up and tell me whether am I very dark or bright or too bright or yes
No, madam.
no madam. good right all good
Yes.
yes okay thank you okay draw this up. Right. That's up. That's it. Okay, time's up. People who couldn't draw, take some time later and draw this. The pictures are available and the slideshow is also available in the chat. Okay, right. Okay, so ඊළඟට now there is a homework for you. Okay, I'll give you the note. Y'all have to find out how four sector market works. Okay, I'm not going to explain it. Totally up to you. දැන් මේ government එක involve වුණා වගේම ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ කවුද? ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ foreign sector එක. Okay? Foreign sector කියන එක involve වෙන එක තමයි four sector market or open economy කියලා කියන්නේ. Right? So closed economy, then ratak ape COVID-19. So when it comes to COVID-19, our country was closed. Okay, that means foreign sector cannot get involved in all those work. Okay, so that is where we call it a very closed economy. Okay, now if the country is open or the economy is open for other countries also, which means the foreign sector is also involved, and that is known to be four sector or open economy. Here the actors are ඔක්කොමලා ඉන්නවා. Right? So write down the note. Four sector model. Savings and investments are also there. But මේකේ පුතේ අපි කතා කරන්නේ products සහ මොනවාද මේ මෙච්චර වෙලා කතා කරපු වෙලාවල we talked about savings and not savings, products and money. Okay, but savings and investments comes or highlights when foreign sector also comes in. Okay, it is mostly money market එක monetary policies එක යන එක, but don't think like that. This is just how products and money flows, okay, related to money. Right. Okay, so moving on to four sector model. Then ලියාගන්න පුතේ topic එක අර දැන් කතා කරා. We spoke of two sector model ගැන අපි ලිව්වා, three sector model එක ගැන ලිව්වා, and four sector model එක now we are going to write. Okay, topic four sector model dash එකක් ගහලා open economy. Four sector model dash එකක් ගහලා open economy. Okay, write down the four sector model contains the foreign sector. The foreign sector. Comma, which is also known as the overseas sector or external sector full stop. The overseas sector okay, ඔන්න ආයෙ කියනවා first sentence එක. ආපහු කියනවා first sentence එක. The four sector model contains the foreign sector, which is also known as overseas sector or external sector. Okay, then අලුත් sentence එක. The overseas sector The overseas sector turns a closed economy turns a closed economy turns a closed economy into an open economy into an open economy. Full stop. It is connected to the other sectors through two flows. Okay. colon එකක් කියලා එකක් අහලා තියෙනව නේද ඔයාලා? colon semicolon කියලා අර තිත් දෙකක් අපි තියන්නේ. Yes? So අන්න ඒ එකක් තියන්න. Right? colon එකක් දාලා now we are moving on. Foreign trade bracket එකක් open කරන්න. Open up a bracket. Imports and exports bracket එක වහන්න. Close the bracket. And foreign exchange open up a bracket. Inflow and outflow of capital. Close the bracket, and that's that. Okay. Right. So make a chart you all have to find out. Okay, you all have to do a self-study and find it out. Okay, right, Pute. Sandeepani, I think you can always get the recording from Teams itself, Pute. Right? You can view the recordings from Teams itself. Delete you can always view the recording from the Teams. Okay? So, yes. That will help you. Right? So that's that. And that is only there to talk from circular flows, Pute. Right? එතනින් එහාට circular flows ඉවරයි. Right? Now you all know what circular flows are. Right? Circular flows කියන ඒවා how money, goods and services moves, how money, goods and services moves in among these households, firms, governments and foreign sector කියන එක තමයි අපි මේ circular flows වලින් කතා කරන්නේ. Right? So there are factor markets, there are price markets, and there are so many. Okay, so you all know everything now. Do you have any questions up to now? Is everything clear? Do you have any questions for now? No. Seems like there are so many thumbs up. So no doubts. Right. if you have any questions අහන්න පුතේ මේ වෙලාව විතරයි ඔයාලට questions අහන්න තියෙන්නේ ඊට පස්සේ questions අහන්න බෑ මම හිතන්නේ ඔයාලගේ lectures වල so you utilize this time and ask all the questions that you have okay right දැන් අපිට තව වෙලාව ඉතුරු හින්දා I think you all have already completed the handouts right ඔයාලට handouts දෙනවා නේද පුතේ yes ඔයාලට handouts දෙනවා නේද Econ වල handouts තියනවා නේද ඔයාලට you all have handouts right yes so in this handouts අපි යනවා දැන් second handout එකට if you have the second handout with you take it out there are practice questions එතන අන්තිමට තිබ්බා practice questions ටික so today we are going to write answers to these practice questions okay so second handout එකේ practice question එකක් තිබුණා so your first practice question is basically briefly explain the relationship between economics and scarcity so this is one of the examination questions that you would get okay briefly explain the relationship between economics and scarcity take good 5 or 7 minutes maybe okay write an answer දැන් ලියන්න පුතේ මේකට උත්තරයක් ලස්සන ඔයාලට හිතන විදිහ ඔයාලගේ දැන් බොරු කරන්න එපා okay බොරු කරන්න නැතුව take all your notes write what you feel okay note එකේ තියෙනවා what is economy කියලා කතා කරා what is scarcity කියලා කතා කරා so write an answer take good 5 minutes write an answer okay දැන් ලියන්න බලන්න උත්තරයක් then we'll discuss people who are writing can I see a raise of hand people who are writing the answer very good මිස් කියන්නේ අත උස්සන්න විතරනේ මම ඔන්න ඔය අත උස්සලා නිකන් ඉන්නවා කියලා හිතලා බොරු කරන්න එපා ඉතින් okay ඔයාටම තමයි පාඩු right question is there I have posted a picture of the slide so briefly explain the relationship between economics and scarcity Putala, people who have completed, you can post the answer. Okay? Chat එකට දාන්න answer එක ලියපු කට්ටිය. We'll check. People who are done with the answers or at least written half of it, can I see your answers? People who are done with answers and at least who have written half of it through, can I see your answers? Yes? අපි දැන් Word document එක type කරනවා නම් පුතේ, you can type your answer and then I can see it. Screenshot එකක් දාලා print screen එක දාලා you can paste it here. Chat එකේ. Okay. Now the time is up. Actually, I can't give you time. You might have time in the examination more than this, but I can't give you time because I have to finish up the lecture at 5, and then there are two more questions that I have to discuss. And also a student has asked me to discuss about the group assignment as well. හරිද? Okay, so I'm going to go with the answers at the moment. The answers what I have. පුතාලා කියන්න බලන්න, what is scarcity? ඔයාලා දන්න විදියට මොකක්ද scarcity කියන්නේ? What is this scarcity? Economic is a social science that studies the economic behavior of people and economic problems of society. The existence of the unlimited needs and wants, limited resources, nice, very good. Problem, choice, decision making. Economica, you will have to write more, okay? Scarcity is, yes, okay, sorry, yes. You have given the definition of scarcity, right? Scarcity is the limitedness of resources compared to unlimited needs and wants. Scarcity is the lack of resources when we fulfilling unlimited human wants and needs from limited resources and alternative uses. Yeah. Right. A scarcity occurs when resources are limited and yeah. Right. Cool. Good. Very good. Yes. So basically, you will have to write down this differentiation. Okay. මුලින්ම ඔයාලා දැන් මේකදී this is an essay type question, then you will have to write like at least half a page or one page. Okay, so briefly explain the relationship between economic scarcity. First you will have to write what is economics, introduction, what is economics කියලා ලියන්න ඕනේ. And then yes, and you will have to write this: needs and wants are unlimited compared to resources. Okay, resources පොඩ්ඩයි තියෙන්නේ, needs and wants කියන එක ගොඩක් තියෙනවා. Okay, so this will leads to what? Scarcity. Yeah, this will leads to scarcity. This is scarcity කියලා කියන්නේ එතකොට unlimited of resources compared to limitedness of resources compared to unlimited needs and wants. Okay, scarcity කියලා කියන්නේ limitedness of resources compared to unlimited needs and wants. Then our පළවෙනි උත්තරේ, the very first answer. Yes, choices to get the maximum benefits from the available resources. So since the resources are very limited, we will have to utilize them to get more of alternative uses. Okay, and then that is where this scarcity is one of the basic problems, right? So scarcity is the science. So economic is the science of which studies human behavior between ends and scare means which have alternative uses. So here you go. මෙන්න මේකේ තියෙනවා ලස්සන answer එකක්. This is one of the perfect answers that I have also seen. Scarcity, then අපි කතා කරනවා what is economic කියලා. Then අපි කතා කරනවා what is scarcity කියලා. Scarcity is the limitedness of resources කියලා කියනවා. And since there are unlimited wants, then ඊළඟ dot එකේ කියන්නේ, so first dot එකේ කියන්නේ, in the first bullet you will read and see it says that resources are limited, and then the second dot it says about unlimitedness of needs, and if resources weren't scarce, like if resources weren't limited, we can do anything from the available resources, right? If the resources weren't limited, resources limited වෙලා තිබුණ නැත්නම් අපිට ඕන විදියට ජීවත් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, but since resources are limited, we will have to manage them, utilize them. Okay, so meanwhile economics at its core studies how best to use those So in economy, we study how best to use these limited resources, okay, to achieve the well-being or the wants of people, right? Onoka tamai answer, right? Hope you get it. So you will have to write what is economics and what is scarcity and the relationship of those 2 points, and then a simple conclusion. Okay? So that's that, and that is how you will have to write. For further, you will read this. Okay? Now we are moving on to the second question. Second is a question that it says, scarcity exists in poor countries as well as in rich countries. Do you agree with this statement? Justify your answer. This is one of the best, like one of the questions that you might get around 10 to 15 marks. Okay? අපි බලමු අපි පොඩි විනාඩි 5ක් විතර ඇතුළත make at least the structure of this question. If you can say the structure of this question, I would be really happy. Okay, since the time is very limited. See, limited resources. Okay, so පුතාලා මේකටත් පොඩ්ඩක් අපි structure එක හදාගමුකෝ. What would you write in this? මොනවාද ඔයාලා මේ වගේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් දුන්නොත් උත්තරයක් විදියට දෙන්නේ? Yes, point form එකකින් මට කියන්න බලන්න. If you get a question like this, what would you provide as an answer? What would you write as an answer? Yeah? Taraka or Taraka can't give answer to first question. Madam can't give answer to first question. The question is not quite clear. පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කරලා කියන්න පුතේ මට ඒකට තේරෙනවා ප්‍රශ්නේ. Yes. So there are some answers: meaning of scarcity, definition of scarcity, how it affects. Yes or no, and explain the reason. Okay, you will have to write the explanation like what are the points that you would include in your explanation, correct? Agree or disagree, then the statement. Okay, do you agree with this? At least say whether yes or no කියන එක. ඉතින් මාත් දන්නවා yes or no කියලා දෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා. What is your answer? It is yes or it is a no? Do you agree with it or not? Jaivira says no. Others say yes. Jaivira, if you say no, you will have to do an explanation. Okay? So many people say yes. Okay. I'll move on to the discussion. හිඟකම හැඳින්වීම හිඟකම ඇතිවීමට හේතුව හිඟකම විශ්ව සාධාරණ සංකල්පයක් බව. Wow. පුතා, when you comes to this university, you will have to write your answers in English. Okay? Shall we move on to English? Yes? Yes. Other people agree, but yes. Hari, ඒක තමයි එන්න ඕනේ. But you will have to explain in English. Okay, right. So I'm gonna describe the answer. Okay, so this is the answer that I have given. right? So my answer is yes, I agree. Okay, scarcity exists in poor countries and also in rich countries. How? Me palaweni ki kena, palaweni ki, yes, as you have mentioned, it says, yeah. ඒක පුතේ අපි පැහැදිලිව explain කරන්න. So look into this answer, okay? Scarcity කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා අපි අර කලින් කිව්වා වගේ it is explained here as well. What is scarcity? Right? And then මෙන්න මේ second point එක බලන්න. Okay? The second bullet. Look into this second bullet පුතේ. The poor, yes, wait. The poor face scarcity when they have to meet their basic needs and make choices out of the few options they have. They cannot have everything they want. Okay? It should be noted ඔන්න මෙන්න මේ sentence එක ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ answer එකේ තියනවා නම් it's really good. Okay? It should be noted that scarcity is not poverty. It should be noted that scarcity is not poverty, as poverty means having an income below a certain level. පුතේ resources කියන එක කොහොමත් limited. Okay, so scarcity is not poverty. Okay, poverty is where the income is low to a certain, comparatively to a certain level of others. හරිද? දැන් ඔයාගේ income එක මගේ income එකට වඩා වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. That is where the poverty comes in. Okay? And සමහරක් if you take a group of people, the income level of that certain group of people might be low comparative to the others. That is where poverty comes in. So it should be noted that scarcity is not poverty, as poverty means having an income below to a certain level. Right? Okay. So that's that. ඔන්න ඕක හරියට පැහැදිලි වෙලා තිබ්බනම් you will get all the marks. Okay? Remember පුතේ essay questions ලියනකොට you will always have to write an introduction and a body and a conclusion. Okay, so first you will have to write an introduction of what is scarcity and all that, and then you will have to write the relationship of scarcity and poverty, or whether you agree with that statement and why you agree and all that, explanation, and then the conclusion. As I have mentioned above, කියලා පොඩි conclusion එකක් දෙන්න. Okay, so that's that. Now moving on to the third question of the practice questions, which is this. What are the advantages and disadvantages of capitalists' economies and socialist economies? අපි ඉගෙන ගන්නවා economies වර්ග කිහිපයක්. So එකෙන් දෙකක් තමයි capitalist economies and social economies කියලා කියන්නේ. Since you don't have the time to write the answers, I would say what is capital economics පුතේ? Capitalist economic කියලා කියන්නේ මොනවද? Can you give me a definition of capitalist economy? Yes. Capitalist economy කියන එකේ තේරුම මොකක්ද සා? Can you give me a definition of this? People who knows capital economy? Capitalist economy?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me.
Capital economic is fully depend on capital that invest capital and investors, and that depends on all machines and some kind of that. I'm sorry, I can't explain that, ma'am.
Okay. Right, that's fine. Thank you for trying at least. Others? Is there anyone else?
It's like they are free to make their choices.
Yes, can be taken. Right? What else? Any other comments, Pute? I would love to hear your voices. It depends on demand and supply, private individuals. Yes?
Based on price mechanism.
Based on price mechanism. Very good. Ownership in the private sector economy. Okay. Yes. So I would consider a perfect answer as Shafi's and Gimhani's answer. So private individuals or business own the capital goods. Okay. Or ownership is a private sector economy. Okay. Ownership is a private sector economy. Okay. Ownership belongs to the private sector. Right? So here you go. In this slide, you will see. පුතේ මේ slide එක පේනවද ඔයාලට?
Ma'am.
පේනව නේද පුතේ? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Right. So here it says capital economy is an economic system in which private individuals or businesses rather than government own the control of the factors of production. See, බලන්න මේ explanation එක බලන්න පුතේ, it has so many things. Okay? දැන් ඔයාලා කිව්ව explanation එකක්වත් මට බාර ගන්න බෑ. සමහරක් ඒවා. Okay? So here you go. An capitalist economy කියලා කියන්නේ an economic system in which private individuals or businesses rather than government එකට වඩා power එකක් private individuals and businesses have now ඒගොල්ලොන්ට කියන්නේ in considering of the factors of production, then it is known to be a capitalist economy. Okay, entrepreneurship, capital goods, natural resources and labor ඔය හැම දෙයක්ම ඒ private sector එකට belong වෙනවා. Okay, right. So as I think one of my students said that it is a free economy, free market. Very good. Yes. 15th slide. Yes. Yes. Question 2. Okay, පුතේ. මොකද මේ වෙන්නේ? Yeah, okay. Right? I think you can see the slide. If not, I'll upload a picture as well. නැත්නම් ඉතින් මේක ටිකක් අමාරුයි මේවා කරගන්න. Otherwise, I won't be able to continue the lecture rather than asking you all whether you can see it and re-uploading and all that. Okay? So here in this slide, it says, yes. Capital economics කියලා කියන්නේ private sector එකට වැඩිපුර control එක තියනවා. Socialist economies කියලා කියන්නේ පුතේ, with social economies, all legal production and distribution decisions are made by the government. ඔක්කොම legal production and distribution decisions and everything, every decision belongs to those industries will be made by the government. Okay, so with individuals dependent on the state of food, employment, healthcare, hamada. Okay, right. If you all know පුතේ මට examples දෙන්න පුළුවන්ද? Capital economies තියෙන capitalistic economies තියෙන countries වලට මට examples දෙන්න පුළුවන්ද? Anyone who knows of examples for capitalist economy? For the countries who have capitalist, USA, right? Very good, very good, very good. What else? USA, Japan, yeah, yes, yes. Any other? Any other? Yeah, very good. Yes. USA, Japan, Canada, Australia, Mexico. Yeah. Yes, very good. What about socialist? Socialism තියෙන countries? Cuba, Poland. Yeah. මේකේ ඉන්නවද මේ Korean fans? Is there anyone who loves to watch Korean movies and all that? Ah, there are few, there are few, there are few. Yeah, there are few. There are more, I think. Ah, there you go. North Korea. Yes, yes. So there is this movie called, I mean, not a movie, a TV series, Korean TV series called Crash Landing on You. Yes, අහලා ඇති නේද? Yes. So ඒකේ හරියටම describe කරනවා how North Korea controls and how Korea leads, right? North Korea is basically they lead, like the government always lead them, and what how effective and efficient they are, you will see, right? And when it comes to South Korea, you will see how technology has developed and all that, right? So here we go. Here we go. Capitalism කියන එකේදී අපිට examples තියෙනවා America, Canada, Brazil, Japan, Mexico, Singapore, New Zealand and Australia. So socialism කියන countries තියෙනවා Cuba, Iran, North Korea and Burma and all that. Mixed economy එකක් තියෙන country එකක් විදියට India and Sri Lanka ගන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, I'm not gonna comment. Okay, right. Yes. So likewise, and then moving on to the advantages here. Advantages කීපයක් තියෙනවා පුතේ. I'm not gonna explain it because there won't be enough time for me to explain because I have to explain the group assignment as well, right? මේ slides ටික go through කරන්න. Capital කියන එකේ advantages and social කියන එකේ advantages තියෙනවා. I'm going to explain this basic thing, okay? This simple thing අපි මෙන්න මේ slide එකේ අපි කියනවා socialism කියන එක inefficient කියලා. Okay? That is not 100% inefficient, okay? If you look into a country where a government or maybe the government, if the government is 100% accurate and well planned and sustainable and all that, you will definitely have an efficient environment, okay? මේ ගොඩාක් capitalism තියෙන countries වල ඒගොල්ලෝ develop වෙන්නේ because of the competition, okay? Since a lot of people want to introduce more stuff in, okay? So one person wants to do something more than the other person do and all that, so eventually something new will be introduced every day, okay? But when it comes to socialism countries pute, socialism governments තියෙන economies තියෙන countries, they always go with this equality, okay? Even the wealth is distributed among themselves equally. So they don't have a competition, they don't see a competition, they don't want to do any new kind of stuff, okay? But the work, if you consider the work pute, work can be distributed or work can be provided efficiently if the government is efficient enough, okay? So look into this. These are the advantages and disadvantages that you could talk about or we could tell you about. Now yes, now I'm going to, I think some students want to ask about the group assignment as well. So have this. Can you see this? So this is basically your group assignment is going to be, there are two basic tasks. පුතේ ඔයාලට මේ groups තියනවද? Groups හදාගත්තද? Yes ma'am. Okay. Right. Groups හදලානේ තියෙන්නේ. Right. So ඒකේ පුතේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට economics වල group assignments වලට you all have two tasks to do. The very first task මගේ history එකෙත් පුතේ කියන්නේ when I was also an undergraduate, this is one of the best tasks that you could do. Okay? මේ COVID-19 situation එක ගැන ඔයාලට කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. So read it through, you will understand. So each student in the group should conduct a small interview with the following stakeholder who directly deals with global pandemic. COVID-19 එකත් එක්ක directly interfere වෙච්ච කට්ටියත් එක්ක group interview එකක් කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. So you all have to find out these people. PHI කෙනෙක්, grammar නිලධාරී කෙනෙක්, doctor කෙනෙක්, nurse කෙනෙක්, 3 business personalities, MOH, Ministry of Health officer කෙනෙක්, and army officer කෙනෙක් and a police officer. You will have to find these people. Okay? And then each group will ask the same set of questions and interview should be asked with uploaded. Okay. So yes, ඔයාලට අහන්න තියෙන්නේ මෙන්න මෙතන තියෙනවා questions ටික. Right? Could you please explain what you think about the way in which government handled the COVID-19 crisis? So පුතේ මෙන්න මෙතන තියෙනවා questions 6යි අහන්න තියෙන්නේ ඔයාලට. වැඩි දෙයක් නැහැ. Questions 6ක් මේ එක එක individuals ළගෙන් අහන්න තියෙන්නේ. පුතේ කරනකොට මතක ඇතුව phone එක ගෙනහිල්ලා record කරන්න conversation එක. Right? ලියා ගන්න conversation එක. ඒගොල්ලන්ට answers දෙනේවා ලියා ගන්න. Okay? So what you have to do is මෙන්න මේ කට්ටියව හොයාගෙන මෙන්න මේ ප්‍රශ්න ටික ඒගොල්ලොන්ගෙන් අහලා ඒගොල්ලොන්ගේ උත්තර ටික ලියා ගන්න, record කරගන්න, and you have to present their answers. Okay? Report එකේ structure එක ලස්සනට දීලා තිනවා, cover page එක, table of content, introduction, ඔය ටික දාන්න, and interview එකේ destination එක කොහෙද interview එක කරේ, date එක interview කරපු එක, name of the interviewer කියලා දාලා, and answers. You must type the question and the answer as it is, and if interview is conducted in Sinhala, translate the answers into English and write. හරිද? සිංහලෙන් ඉංග්‍රීසි තේරෙන්නේ නැති කට්ටිය සමහරක් අය ඉන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ කට්ටියගෙන් සිංහලෙන් අහලා ඔයාලා ඒක translate කරන්න. This might take some time. Start it from today. අදම හොයන්න පටන් ගන්න police officers ලව කට්ටිය. අඳුරන අය ඉන්නවනේ. ඉතින් අංකල් මට පොඩි උදව්වක් කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? මට මේ interview මේ university එකේ assignment එකකට මේ ප්‍රශ්න වගේක් තියෙනවා. Can you provide me some answers කියලා අහන්න. Okay? Get to know, make it, you will understand the depth of this. Okay? The gravity of asking these questions. ඔයාලා එක එක මිනිස්සුන්ගේ perspectives දැනගන්න පුළුවන්. How they have faced this pandemic. Okay? So that is what you have to do. That is your first task. The very first task. Okay? And the deadline is 4th August. The second task is Pute about foreign trade exchange rate and Sri Lankan economy. So we have this Department of Economics, and then they are going to do a webinar. Webinar කියලා කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? කවුරු හරි guest speakers ලා ඇවිල්ලා කතා කරනවා. ඔයාලා online log වෙලා ඒවා අහගෙන ඉන්නවා. Right? And there will be workshops and all that. So webinar is kind of a virtual based information exchange කරන තැනක්. Okay? So the economic circle will be organizing a webinar. I think two members from one group can join this webinar. You all have to register and join to this webinar. And then the webinar is scheduled on 17th July. ලබන සතිය හෝ ඊට පස්සේ සතියේ 17 July 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. මේ webinar එක තියෙන්නේ. The registration details එවා you allට. So you all have to register and you may ask questions of the problem to clarify, and after the session you will have to write a report to a 2-page summary of the content discussed during the session. මේ session එකේ discuss කරපු දේවල් ගැන summary එකක් 2-page summary එකක් ලියන්න තියෙනවා. Right? So cover page එක ලියන්න ඕනේ, introduction එක තියෙන්න ඕනේ, body of the report and reference if available. If not, no need. Okay? So ඒක තමයි ඔයාලගේ second task එක. First task එක you all have to do an interview. මේක පොඩ්ඩක් නෙවෙයි ටිකක් ලොකු job එකක්. Okay? ඉතින් ඒ හින්දා start working on it from today itself. And the second task is quite easy. ඉතින් ඒ හින්දා you may have time, but make sure you register. Remind එකක් දාගෙන තියන්න 17 July you all have this webinar and you all have to participate in it and write a summary on that. Okay, so the deadline of that is basically 29 September. Right? That's that. Do you have any questions? People? I have to leave due to personal reason. Okay, go ahead. Anyone else? Do you have any questions? All clear about the group assignments? Group assignment එක තේරුණාද? තේරුණ නැද්ද? Putala, understood. Okay. Ambo, I thought all of you are sleeping. All right. That's that. Hope everything is clear. If you have any questions, I'll be here for another 1 or 2 minutes. If you have any questions, you can ask now. That's it for today. And have a good evening, Pute. Thank you very much for attending to the lecture. Stay safe. Have a good evening. We'll see you soon in the third tutorial. Okay, third tutorial will be based on PPC. Okay? Right.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome. ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා නම් පුතේ අහන්න බය වෙන්න එපා. You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome, පුතේ.
Excuse me, madam.
ඔව් පුතේ කියන්න.
දැන් අපි ඔය කට්ටියව තෝරගෙන ප්‍රශ්න අහනකොට
ඔව්.
දැන් අපි එකම ප්‍රශ්නනේ අහන්නේ. එතකොට අපි report එක හදනකොට හැමෝගෙම ප්‍රශ්නේ එකම ප්‍රශ්නේ ලියලා ඒවට උත්තරේ ලියන්න ඕනේ. එහෙමද?
ඔව් පුතේ. දැන් මේකේ තියනවා නේද පුතේ structure එකක්. මේ තියෙන interview 1 කියලා තියෙනවා. නේද? Interview 1 කියලා designation of the interviewer, designation of the interviewee, and date of the interview and name of the interviewer. Yeah. ඊට පස්සේ interview 2 එක. දැන් හිතන්නකෝ interview 1 එක ඔයාලා කරන්නේ PHI officer කෙනෙක් කියලා. interview 2 එක ග්‍රාම නිලධාරී කෙනෙක් යනවා. අන්න එයා ගැන විස්තර මේකේ දානවා.
ඊට පස්සේ එයාගෙන් අහන ප්‍රශ්න මෙතනින් දාලා එයාගේ උත්තරේ දානවා. එහෙමද?
ඔව්. ඔව්.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Hi, ma'am. I have a quick question.
Yes, darling, tell me.
Nothing regarding the subject matter.
Okay.
We got a form sign up for clubs.
Okay.
There was a club that says foodies club. I'm a baker myself, so I was wondering what it was.
Yes, Pute, there is a foodies club here, okay? It is basically under ELA, English Literature Association. So, not English literature, it's basically under tourism. Okay, tourism ekath ekka යටතේ තියෙන්නේ. So don't worry, just sign up. If you are a baker, you can sign up. So they will be doing so many competitions also. Very lately, they had this food competition organized by the Foodies Club. Okay, and also whenever we have a food store, or once the university is physically opens, there will be lots of food stalls happening and all that. It's very lovely. I'm getting goosebumps also. So to raise funds, people might have so many food stores and all that. So y'all can involve in all those kind of activities, and you all can organize food competitions and many things regarding food. You can do that. Okay, and we have an entrepreneur
Okay.
circle also. So if you are a baker by yourself, you can join that and do some marketings from those perspective also. Just think of it, it's just student circles and student activities that you will have. Okay, foodies club will do
Okay.
great.
Thanks for that.
Let's have good kind of stuff coming up. Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're
I have a
welcome.
quick question.
Yes, Dad.
So you earlier mentioned that we have to interview an officer from MOH,
Yeah.
and you mentioned it as Ministry of Health, but I guess it's Medical Office of Health. That
Uh, that I will have to check, Pute. I thought it's Ministry of Health, it's MOH, but Medical Office of Health. Mm,
I'm not sure, but I guess it's that.
who told you that?
Usually we call MOH Medical Officer of Health, right?
Medical Officer of Health officer කියලා තියනවාද එහෙම නම්? No, right?
Yeah.
This is MOH officer, which means Ministry of Health officer.
Okay.
Basically that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Any others who have questions? Right. Seems like not. I'm gonna leave then. Right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome.